Some people change their names to become stars. Others, to make sure they're never found again. Behind these aliases are fugitives, spies, and shapeshifters. Some legendary, some lethal. This is episode 3 of 4 in the series, You Won't Believe Who These Names Belong To. If you missed episodes 1 and 2, you'll want to catch up later. But first, let's play another round of You Know the Myth, but do you know the man? He didn't change his face, just his address. And for over a decade, that was enough. At one time, he ran rackets, ordered hits, and then, before the law closed in, he vanished. Charles Gasko lived in an apartment in sunny Santa Monica. Quiet, polite, probably filed noise complaints like a pro. But the man neighbors saw, walking his dog, by the 2000s, he was second only to Osama bin Laden on the FBI's most wanted list. He didn't fake an accent. He didn't wear a disguise. He just took his old name and threw it out the window and got a rent-controlled space by the beach. For 16 years, no one suspected a thing. The man calling himself Charles Gasko, that was James Whitey Bulger, Boston's smiling nightmare. The next name isn't hiding from crime. It is the crime. He helped orchestrate the Holocaust, an architect of atrocity. He didn't vanish in a blaze of war. He slipped away in a whisper, under a name as bland as his new life, Ricardo Klement. In Argentina, he blended into factory life, mowed his lawn, kept his head down. But Mossad didn't forget. In 1960, Israeli agents abducted him for trial. Ricardo Klement was a mask. The face behind it? Adolf Eichmann. Some men hide from what they've done. Others hide because they'd do it again. His name still sparks terror. This doctor experimented on prisoners at Auschwitz. A monster without mercy, without conscience. When the war ended, he fled to South America, slipped into new countries, new lives, and new names. This man didn't just wear a disguise, he became a rumor, whispered with dread. The name that stuck? Wolfgang Gerhard. He was a German expat, a beachgoer, a ghost in broad daylight. Joseph Mengele died of a stroke at the beach in 1979, unpunished. His crimes unanswered in life. Need something a little lighter? This guy impersonated more professionals than most people scroll past on LinkedIn. He impersonated pilots, doctors, college professors, even a lawyer, all before he turned 21. He wasn't just faking names. He built entire lives from scratch. A Pan Am pilot, a Georgia pediatrician, a Louisiana prosecutor. Eventually, the FBI caught up and he served time. And then they offered him a deal. Help us catch the next guy and we'll let you out of the cage. His name? Frank Abagnale Jr. Today, he consults for the FBI on fraud prevention. He claims he told the whole truth to Hollywood for the film Catch Me If You Can. Maybe he did. Maybe it's all just one more con, and the FBI is still paying him for it. Next up, a name that sounds like an outlaw legend, but it started in a Mormon homestead. Saddle up. This one's got scripture, explosives, and just enough charm to get away clean. Robert Leroy Parker was raised in Utah. Scripture, discipline, and dusty chores. Then he traded scripture for dynamite and he never looked back. He robbed banks, blew safes, and ran with the Wild Bunch. Eventually, he and the Sundance Kid vanished into South America. The world would remember him as Butch Cassidy. He borrowed the surname Cassidy from an old outlaw mentor and left Robert Parker behind in the dust. Our final act pulled off the impossible, not with violence and not with fear, with confidence, a typewriter, and a devastatingly convincing smile. In the 1950s and 60s, he decided he'd become a soldier and a doctor at the same time, and perform surgeries aboard a Canadian naval vessel with no medical training. He was a prison warden, and then transformed into a monk, even became a college dean, and people believed him. His real skill? Authority without proof, and the kind of nerve you can't teach. His name? Ferdinand Waldo Demara Jr. History remembers him as the Great Impostor. Well, these weren't just name changes, they were magic tricks. One part bluff, one part survival. Some ran from justice, others from themselves. But all of them knew one thing. If the world doesn't know your name, it can't come looking. So here's an ounce. Some names unlock doors. Others slam them shut. But the ones you leave behind, they'll never really stop chasing you. And that's it, an ounce, submitted for your consideration. That was episode 3 of 4 in the Name Change series. Check the notes for the release dates of the other episodes. Don't miss one. So, which story gave you the chills? Do you have a name change story? One you choose or one you're still running from? Drop it in the comments, but maybe not if it's going to tip off the FBI. Like, subscribe, and come back for another episode where names aren't just labels, they're lifelines. Thanks.